What's up? What's up? What's up, power traders? We are live. Should we call this the Friday closeout? I don't know. But if you're watching the replay, let me know in the comments below where you're watching it from. If you're watching live, let me know so we can pop it up on the screen. We're gonna let the beat build for a minute. Let the music get into us. It's Feel Good Friday. We're gonna talk about the market. Is it time to buy? Is it time to put money to work? Let's find out. Let's find out. I got my orange juice with me. Maybe some orange juice companies will sponsor the breakfast show. We'll call it the breakfast stock market breakfast talk. Oh. We'll see. Again, let me know in the comments where you're checking in from. We're gonna be breaking down. Is it time to put money to work? The market's been selling off, but we got a little bit of a bounce. We're gonna break it all down in 1 minute. I just want you to enjoy that music with me for a second. Sean Brandy checking in from Chicago. There it is. Drew Hilton checking in from the UK. Welcome to the party, Drew. Craig checking in from VA. My good girl, Maria Dunbar. I know you checking in from Detroit, Michigan. There it is. The music is over. So let's get into it. Let's go. Cue the intro. All right. We are back. Eduardo says this is his first time here. Welcome to the party, Eduardo. My girl, Carol Haygood says, I'm ready for the breakfast show from South Carolina. Ryan's checking in from Illinois. Ben Jenkins is checking in from Cheyenne, Wisconsin. JD Gletch from DC. And again, if you're watching the replay, let us know where you're checking in from below. So let's get into it. Let me share my screen. Let's pull up the S&P 500. That's a good place to start. Many of you know that if you've been following me, we talked about this the other day. We saw this bounce off the 50-day moving average previously with the S&P 500. And I know we talked about this inside the group with our power traders, that the market could come back down to the 50-day moving average, which it did. Came back down and boom, not too unexpectedly, Thursday, we got the touch, the kiss, and then boom, the bounce on the S&P 500. Today, we got a little bit of an open higher. So why is that good news? Well, previously, each day was just like open lower. It opened lower here. Well, it opened slightly higher, but it opened lower there. And then this day, it gapped down and opened lower. So previously, what was happening is every day you kind of woke up with this pit in your stomach because you're like, oh, the market down again, right? Turn the computer off, right? It's nothing to watch and see. But yesterday, even though the market gapped down, it recovered. And then today is the first day in roughly about a week that we actually opened positive. So we don't even have negative ground to recover. We already opened back up. And so the premise behind this is it time to put capital to work? And here's how I want you to think about this, because we're going to be talking about this inside Power Trades University with our members. What specific stocks should we be looking at to put to work? Because here's how you should be taught or trained about roughly when it's time to put capital to work. Does it always work 100% of the times? No. But let's go back to the chart and break down why this may be the time. So if we look at the chart, if you look at the chart all the way since June of last year, any pullback to the 50-day moving average has been a great time to put capital to work. A great time, right? And so is this time any different? Well, I mean, right now, I don't think so. You got this pullback to the 50-day moving average. And right now, the 50-day moving average is holding. Now, before I forget, if you're watching this and you're like, Jason Brown, I have no idea how to use moving averages, okay? Well, have no fear. Power Trades is here. that was kind of corny, but it was kind of smooth at the same time, right? I don't know. I like, have no fear. Power trades is here. Once it loads, I'll show you something here. Inside of here, we have an entire course on moving averages that really breaks down how moving averages work. But if you know nothing else about the moving averages, because it's not just good enough to look at the colors on the chart, you have to know when to use them and when not to use them. But big picture, you got this pullback to the 50-day moving average, which has typically been a good time to buy. So if you're a technical trader, if you're looking at charts, technical indicators like the moving average, from a technical, not fundamental, but from a technical standpoint, it could be a good time to start to put capital to work. So then you're just left with what? What stocks is the best ones to be considering to buy at this moment? But I'm not going to go into what stocks we're going to be buying. We'll be doing that inside the university. But let me know at least, does that part make sense? Does that shine some light on how to look at the overall market instead of just looking at the newscasters who are just spouting off any and everything? But does that help give you some insight into like, that kind of makes sense. If I learn how to read charts and I learn how to use the technical analysis and I learn the best times to buy and sell, does not mean it's going to work 100% of the time, but you have a better chance of determining when it's time to put capital to work than listening to your broke friend at work, or listening to your cousin that's laid off saying, let's get it. Let's just get some of this Tesla. And you're like, well, why? Why is right now the time to get Tesla? Or why is right now the time to enter the market? Okay. By the way, I'm going to also show you something else that could be interesting. Okay. Because equally, Sean Bandy says, yes, it makes sense. Mar Sawa says, what do you think about buying EV stocks? We'll pull up some EV stocks and we'll look at some of those. Because I actually was going to touch on EV today. But Terry says thumbs up, which means, yep, it's making sense to him. Perfect. So the other thing you also could start to consider is, well, we won't even get in when it's time to sell. We'll just keep it at when it's time to buy. We'll just drop it off right there. All right. My man John Dale says it makes sense. Ben Jenkins makes sense. If you're watching the replay, you better participate. Type in the comments if it made sense to you. Don't be Don't be a peeping Tom. We want to know that you're there. Type in the comments. All right, cool. So let's transition. And because the market is bouncing doesn't mean that every stock is bouncing though, right? So let's take a look at some of the EV stocks, right? Because people are hyped on EV. Let's start with the good boys, Tesla. All right. Tesla, I don't like it right here, right now. You got this break below the moving average. Then you got this bounce and kind of this rollover happening. So I need to see Tesla get into a new bullish trend, or at least build some stability sideways. And until it does that, I'm going to pass on thinking it's time to open up Tesla. But let's look at it from today's standpoint. Here, let me pull this over. If you look at it on the daily chart, we could even look at it on the 3-minute chart. 3-minute chart is trying to rebound, but it's not doing much today. It's down $1.75, down $2. So it's not doing much. Nothing to, as I like to say, nothing to write home about. Right? It's kind of doing nothing. $2. Let's take a look at our other good friends. What, NEO? Kind of looking like Tesla. Notice that? Look at Tesla. You got this pullback, bounce, kind of a rollover. Same thing. Look at NEO. You got this pullback, bounce, sort of a rollover. So nothing to do just yet. Could possibly be a time to buy, but I'm not sold. Let's look at LI. Same thing, right? Got this pullback, bounce, rollover. So notice that all of the EV, not all, I shouldn't say all, like we looked at every EV stock, but XPEV, I think they do something in electric or with batteries, pullback, bounce, rollover. What's another EV stock? Doesn't matter. Only thing that matters is because they're all in the same sector, they're kind of all behaving the same way, right? They all kind of had this pullback, bounce, and then rollover, which should be one of the lessons of the day. Diversification is not buying a bunch of the same stocks that are in the same sector. If you buy Tesla, NEO, Lee, XPAD, and you're like, I'm diversified, no, you're not. Okay. You basically just bought a bunch of companies that do the same thing, that more than likely all of their stocks are going to react the same way to the same news, whether the news is good or the news is bad. So if you're thinking about how you diversify your portfolio or your chances of getting crushed, one tip is not to be all in the same sector or industry, even though you got different stocks, because those stocks most likely will behave exactly the same. By the way, if you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on that bell notification so you can get notified when we go live right here on the channel. All right. So let's see here. Linda says, definitely, that makes sense. Sean TL says, good morning. Asia Smith checking in from Michigan, my state. Welcome to the party, Asia. CCIV, oh, that's a stock you want to look at. Okay, so I answered this question about EV stocks. Let's take one more. And if you're watching the replay and you're wondering, like, why does he, like, I like to pause and read people's names and shout them out because they're live. So we're interacting live. This isn't like a pre-recorded video. So I like the live experience. On down to me taking a drink of orange juice right here live on the camera. So this is the breakfast. I feel like saying this is the Breakfast Club good morning because that's what they say. I can't steal their tagline, right? So, but it's such a catchy tagline. I almost said it. This is not the Breakfast Club good morning, but shout out to the Breakfast Club. Maybe they'll check out my stock trading show all the way from New York, Charlemagne, that whole crew. They probably don't even know I exist. All right. Let's go back. We'll take a look at one more stock, Square. Maria asked about Square. Let's take a look at it. This is kind of in the same camp of the rest, even though it's not an EV stock. You got that sell-off, bounce, and then it sold off. So I'm not a big fan of anything, right? Well, I'm a big fan of a few stocks, but none of the ones that we talked about. Let's do this. Let's take a look at the stocks that we were looking at the other day, which was TCAG, and let's just see how those are doing now, right? I think it's TCAG, TCAT, not TCAT, Takung Art. And so this is a prime example of not being greedy. Remember, we saw this take off from down here. Thing went from 20 all the way up to 76. Now, at this point in the game, this is where some people say, I think it can go higher. And if you're not following me on Instagram, I talked about this on our Instagram channel. It's like whenever the market gives you a gift, take it. Okay, go check out my Instagram channel. It's a picture of like me holding the gift. Go watch that video. We talked about that. When you get a gift, you take it. Okay. And so if you don't take it, then whoever bought it from you ends up going back to the store and saying, no problem, I'll just return it. Okay. And so you went from celebrating if you bought it here, even here, and then you went from celebrating to crying. Like, man, I should have got out. But we'll see what happens now. Usually when you get these big momentum spikes, you know, you're catching a short squeeze or you're catching some people off guard, or you got just a rush of the excitement of everybody saying this stock's moving higher. I know I wasn't sharing my screen. I should have been sharing my screen. But the rush of everybody being excited in the stock going higher, they typically makes it spike. But once you get that spike, that's not an everyday occurrence for the stock. So again, if you bought it here, even here, you were a winner as long as you didn't get greedy and took your profits. But if you didn't and said, yep, then I'll just take this gift back to the store and return it, right? Let's look at Dolphin. I think it's like DELPH. It was it was Dolph. There it is, DLPN. That was another one. Same thing, another non-fungible token creating company. We were watching this and said, could this become the next TCAG? Popped up. If you didn't take the gift, I mean, think about this. From 18 bucks, it popped to 28. That's a 10-point move. Even if you bought it at 18, you take 18 and you divide, where's my calculator? You take 18 or you take 10 divided by 18. That would have been a 55% move, right? You get a 55% move in one day. Ladies and gentlemen, go shopping. Go buy yourself an iPhone. Go do something. All right. Let me see what my team just told me here. Awesome. Okay, cool. Nothing that I need to be aware of. So that's what's happening with Dolphin. There was another one too. Let's just go back to our WEBULL platform. Let's go to our watch list, non-fungible tokens. YVR was another one. Let's pull up the YVR, boys. This one's interesting too, because it had a nice pop and run up to 750, sold off. But this is an orderly rise. I kind of like this orderly kind of boom, boom rise. And knowing that it can go from 5 to 8 or 750 to $8, that's low risk, nice return. So I don't know, interesting. Anyway, that's it for this day, ladies and gentlemen. Big picture, the market pulled back to a well-known moving average. It bounced. The question is now, will it hold on the bounce? And then what stocks do we look at going into next week that we could potentially buy or start to put capital to work? If you're rocking with me inside Power Trades University, we're going to be breaking those stocks down Monday night live. And we may even hop over to the forum right now and get into those. So thanks for hanging out with me. By the way, if you like the tools I use, you can go to thebrownreport.com/tools. In fact, let me pull that up for you so you can see if you like the tools I use, you can check them out here. Let me show you what the page looks like before we get up out of here. Boom, 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 boom. Here it is. Boom. It'll look like this. You can go to thebrownreport.com again /tools. I'm not even going to scroll down because I want to tease you to go there and check out the tools I use. If I show you here now, you're going to be like, I know what he uses. So I'm not going to show you right here, right now. But we put that together, and most of the tools there are free. Some of them, there's a premium version of the tools, but you can go there, check it out. I'm trying to help the little guy out. Anyway, I'll see you guys on the next one. And then here's a quick little blurb about Power Trades University if you're not familiar with it. And I'm signing off saying, you never go broke taking a profit. Hey there, Jason Brown here, and thanks for watching my videos. I want to let you know about my premium group coaching program where my courses, coaching, and community is housed, which is inside of Power Trades University. Many times I get comments like, Jason Brown, I love your teaching. How can I get more of it? How can I work with you? So inside of Power Trades University, I've written courses like Foundations, which teaches you how to read stock charts, how to determine the best time to buy and the best time to sell. I'm also going to walk you through how to do fundamental research and the 3 most important profitable patterns and a whole lot more. Inside of Options Explained, which is my stock options course, I'm breaking out how to use calls and put options to supercharge your account in good markets and to protect your accounts in bad markets and potentially even make money from falling stocks. I'm also going to walk you through in my advanced options course how to use advanced strategies like strangles, iron condors, butterflies, all the advanced combinations to put together direction neutral strategies where it's possible to make money regardless if the stock goes up or down. You're also going to get access to me live 2 hours a week where I actually take what's taught in the courses and I apply it to the real market as I look for real trades with my real account and look to put real money to work looking for stocks and options to trade. You're also going to get access to our trading community of hundreds of other traders just like you, anywhere from beginners to advanced traders inside the community that are putting the information to work, sharing their charts, sharing their trades, getting feedback, learning, and growing their account every single day. So to get more information, just visit powertradesuniversity.com. And if I'm the coach for you and we have the courses for you, then we'd love to see you on the other side. Thanks for watching.